they're younger than I am by so many years, but anyway, we were still little girls together, and few minutes. Mhm. And so we had parked up. We were at Grandma and Grandpa Davison's, and I think everybody, a lot of people were there that day, and we were just having a dinner, and just like we always would get together. And the girls wanted to get in the car with me. I wanted to listen to the radio. You know, I was a big girl. I probably was 6 at least, you know. So they came out, and in coming in and out, I shut Dana's hand in the door. And mashed her little hand. You what?
And Dana's not here to remember this.
She probably wouldn't. She'd been so
She
young.
probably blocked it out.
But she was always so tiny and petite, and her little fingers were just so delicate. And I was just afraid I'd probably shattered her little hand. But you know, we know little kids; they're real resilient. So, but yeah, I mashed, and I've always carried that burden that I, you know, hurt her little hand.
You're probably right.
You remember that Dane's got crooked fingers now.
It's kind of, but let me tell you, your mama got back at Carla, at me through Carla. Just now thought of that, and her and Grandma Mary were at your mom's house, and they were loading stuff in and out of the trunk. And I don't know what it was, but of course Carla wanted to be out there with them, and she was going to help Aunt Martha shut the thing down. But you know, your mama's kind of like a Davison, and she didn't wait, and so she slammed it and she mashed Carla's thumb, and Carla still can't grow a nail on it. So your mother got us back. She wouldn't remember it, but Carla remembers the nail. So see, aren't those funny little stories that come up? And then I also mentioned that the day before Aunt Martha passed away, you know her. Roberta. I'm going, you know her. Yes. Roberta and I went down to visit her at Dana's house, and Myrna was there, and we just sat in the room and we told lots of good memories and shared lots of stories and lots of memories of love. And anyway, I said, you know, I don't want anything big, you know. A quilt would be nice. I didn't say that. But I said, I would love something of your mom's that would give me something to cherish and remember her by. And so I went ahead and, you know, didn't think anything more about it. Well, then a little bit, they came over and they had a red hat that your brother had made for your grandma. Uh-huh. And just like the girls wear to the red hat meetings. And they said, I think she would like you to have this. And I've worn it to a T, and it's been, I'm like, my Aunt Martha, this is my Aunt Martha's, you know. And so it was very special. And I said her grandson made it for her. And so I said it's something I've cherished. And it's, sometimes it's nice just to remember that there's really, doesn't have to be big things, but sometimes there's really special things that you'll cherish. And then Carl had a cute one on opal. He always loved opal so good.
I did.
They were coffee drinking buddies, and she would come and stay with Grandma with my mama while she would be in town lots of times, and so her and Carl would just swig the coffee, and I could tell other stories about them, but probably not worth repeating.
What about your family? How's everybody in your family?
Everybody's doing fair, just doing real good. We've got a new grandson, and so we've got 2 great grandsons now, and they're just precious. And Savannah's on leave until January, you know, with pregnancy, and so she's having a little break, and then Justin's on the road, as you well know, and anyway, and Carla's families, they're all busy. She does a daycare in her home, and rather than having to get out, that way she can take care of the baby and Parker. She's taken care of Parker since he was a baby, and when Savannah worked. And Norm works at Chase now, and after a couple of years without a job and working at AT&T after they let all of their senior people go, a lot of them, he was blessed and got a good job at Chase. The pay's not what it once was, but God was good, and so he's got a good place to work, not a lot of stress, which is, if you work, that's 9/10 of it, and so they're doing good. Carla's health is not ever great because she has RA, but she's on a special diet and has lost 32 pounds, and that was last week. So she's doing real good, and but like I said, it's always a fight if you've got something like your MS or your RA or any of those, and then she fights that, but she just keeps on fighting. So, but her kids are all doing good, and Kyle he bought a home in South Carolina, and he's on the truck, and Raina lives in Texas, and the other kids are all around here right now. So and Chris and his family are busy, and he and Holly have their own grooming business, and so they're busy 6 days a week, and they don't have a lot of time, but what time they have, they make good of it. So, and we're just ornery. So, so that's kind of us. I don't think I missed anything.
To tell, really, everybody knows about Janine. And as far as Greg goes, if you want to know anything, ask Janine, because she can pick it up on internet or whatever, and he never calls us. And
Family does.
well, on holidays, Mother's Day or Easter or Christmas or something. But he is getting ready to sell his practice. He says he's just wore out, said it's just more than he can handle. And he has hired, last I heard, he had hired 5 veterinarians in his office. But he still does the majority of the surgery, but he says it's just getting to be too much.
So does that mean he's gonna retire?
Well, he has semi-retired, and he's taken up drums, of all things. Yeah, he's rebuilding. He's rebuilding them and taking lessons, but he's staying pretty busy in rebuilding. So, and he's not married, doesn't intend to be.
Well, that answers the question, then, is why I put mine on the drums.
Yeah. I guess 2 wives were enough.
Did he have drums then?
No, he didn't have drums then.
No, he worked 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah, he picked costly women. He didn't pick average, ordinary women. He picked costly women.
So did I.
I still have food on my plate. I can throw some at him.
You won't get any supper tonight.
She's got
I'm the one that
Go
moves.
figure.
She's got expensive taste at doctors, doesn't she?
Doctors are our best friends.
That's right. Somebody asked me the other day what we do, and all I could think of was go to doctors. That's just all it's been the last 4 years. And let's see, what else was I supposed to say? Oh, a memory. Okay. One of I have to say it, the funeral, Martha's funeral, was the funniest funeral I have ever been at. I could not quit laughing. And I lay there at night when I go to bed and think about different things, because the way my mind has worked the last 4 years, I just do a lot of thinking. And Martha's funeral was one of the things I think the most of. It was so funny. It's too bad every funeral can't be like that. But and it was all honest too. I mean, they didn't have to make any of it up. It was just Martha. Okay, is that enough?
Why was it funny?
The things that you said and the thing about going to Mexico and her talking about everybody, asking everybody about Jesus.
If they knew Jesus.
If they knew Jesus, and almost missed the plane or train or whatever it was. Plane, I assume. And it was just funny. I just, of course, I liked Martha. Martha and I got along real well and went out for dinner almost every Monday night. I'd come over for painting class, and she and I'd meet for dinner, and then I'd go on to painting class. But to me, Martha was just funny. Okay, is that enough?
Daryl, do you?
No, you go ahead.
Oh, well, I don't really know what to say myself, but one thing that stands out to me is Susie's dad,
Yeah.
Truman, would come quite often to our house when we were little girls. And he and Daddy would go gigging.
Uh-huh.
He'd get there before Daddy ever even got home from work, you know, and he always liked us girls so much, and he would tease us about the dog. We had that little honeybug dog, and he would tease us about not being good to the dog, you know. And I just thought about him, though, and you make me think of him, you know. Thought about Truman. Of course, I've got lots of memories of Martha. Us girls used to go clean the house. She was pretty particular. She didn't want us just to wash the windows once. She wanted us to go over them twice, make sure they were clean, you know. But anyway, I remember that about it, and I remember one day I was out cleaning windows on the outside, and a red wasp hit me right in the ear. Isn't that strange how you remember things like that? But it hurt so bad. I thought, oh, I'm going to cry. And I think I did, maybe. But she was always good, this girl. She'd let us come and clean her house, and then she'd pay us, of course, for doing it, you know. So that's a good memory. And, of course, Mary, I remember Mary because I worked there at the factory for a while, and she was like my boss, and she was always good, but she expected the best out of you also, you know. So, and I babysat a few times with the grandkids. Carolyn's kids would be down at her house in the summer, and I'd
And
go.
you watch Chris.
Yes, I watched Chris and Carla Sue both, so I have a lot of memories of them. That's all.
What about your family?
Oh, my family, as far as I know, they're all doing good. Lisa's, both of her kids are gone. Carla's, Caitlin, she's married now. And Ashley isn't married, but she should be. She's living with this guy for 10 years now, I think. Probably, isn't it? Been 10 years. And they've never got married, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. I shouldn't have said that.
They don't always do what they're going to.
That might get back to her, you know.
We won't tell.
That's okay. And you know,
We
it's the
don't
way
run
of the
these
world.
movies.
It's the way of the world, and whether we like it or not, we pray for them, and we just know that it's going to be okay.
Our oldest grandson, Chris, is living with his girlfriend, and we just love her. She's as sweet as she can be. And my next grandson, which is Rebecca's boys, he's in Iowa now. He wants to be a missionary. And so this is his second year there at Faith Baptist University. And he's so excited. He wants to get everybody saved. He is so excited about God. And I'm thrilled about that. And Chandler, he's still at Willard. He's a sophomore and really doesn't want to go to school too bad right now. I don't think he's this very smart kid, but he just rather do something else, you know. So, and me and Larry's getting along pretty good most of the time.
What about Pat? Did you say she was?
Yeah, Patsy, you know, she's not well. She's not well, but Jeannie would have been here, but this was her day to have her family because this is the first day of deer season. She fixes breakfast real early in the morning for them, and then she was fixing lunch when they came in later. So she said, tell everybody hello though. So,
It's not my turn, but I thought of something.
She's taking my turn.
She is.
No, you get two turns.
This may take a while.
You made me think of it when you talked of your grandson to be a missionary. Carla's oldest daughter, that's Heather, she is, she finished 2 years here at James River and at Evangel. She graduated the 2 years season. And now she's in Lynchburg. And she's going to finish her degree there. And she is going to be, actually she's going to be a children's minister. That's what her desire is. And she has such a heart for God that it just, when she writes things, it just rolls out of her. You can just feel God and the Holy Spirit right there. So keep her in your prayers always. So, but she's been a straight A student through it all. She has Asperger's, so she has a real challenge. But she is, it doesn't keep her down. And, but she has just had such talent. In fact, they begged her to come there, and they gave her a full scholarship. And that's, they saw her potential here and shared it. So keep Heather in your prayers.
that's where Tyler would have liked to have gone to, but it's too expensive when you don't have a full ride
Yeah,
out. It's
we were just
extremely expensive to
overblown.
go there.
No.
His minister that